And last but not least, we're going to go over the minor arcana. It is the last section of this Learn Tarot section on the website, dulabeanietarot.com, Learn Tarot, the minor arcana. Within this section, there are the 4 suits here where you can easily get... Oh, I got to fix that one too. Oh, I know what happened there. Yeah, I got to fix that one. But you can click on each one here and it will give you can find the cards. So as I said in the major arcana, I do suggest, I'm not going to sit here and go through every card into every meaning because I don't feel like it adds value. I have done that. I've sat there and listened to get a certification through people talking about the cards. And the only time I ever got anything out of that was when I did my Hay House certification. And again, I don't think I can add that value. But yeah, every day I do the tarot. So if you're interested in the way that I interpret the cards myself, you can watch that. But sitting here and just reading through every card is not something that I feel like would add some value to this. What I feel like you should do is do a reading every day. You can either do the Celtic Cross or on the same website in the self-service tarot section, you can do 1 card draw. I have added to this where you can open the full meaning. Again, it opens up to a new tab. You can expand, or what do you call it? The opposite. The opposite of expansion. Close up, open or close the meaning so you can see them all. Or, not. So that, if you draw a card every day and study that 1 card, you can do it that way. You can get a deck or do a Celtic Cross. Reading here. And suppose you want to know what the Knight of Cups is. You're going to go back here to the major. I'm sorry, that's a minor. Go to the minor and go to the cups. And you can go to the Knight and see the meaning. And then each card you can do that with. So, I do recommend that. That's how I learned. I did readings for myself. Look at this. I have been just getting like 1 random bad card in every reading that I do lately. And this is staying consistent with that. King of Swords and the outcome. Okay, in my daily reading, I do have a card over here, which would be the challenge and then the overall energy. I'm going to have to try to see if I can add those 2. I don't want to stress out the chat box too much, though. She's been through a lot with me. But anyway, just so you know, in my daily reading, it's a little different. But so we're gonna go through this, our last section, the minor arcana, and it's not that long. And then you will have completed this, everything you need to know about tarot cards. And you'll have plenty of knowledge to start reading on your own for yourself and or for others. So the minor arcana, we looked at the major arcana in the previous chapter. Now we come to the minor arcana. The minor arcana are 56 cards. Like a playing deck of cards, it is broken into 4 suits, each suit having 4 court cards with it. The major arcana, called the trump cards, deal with life's important issues we face. The minor arcana deal with everyday issues and tell us the best way to handle them. Each suit touches on an aspect of our daily lives. So I see these as being maybes. Maybe things happening, things that we can maybe avoid or control. It's not always set in stone. The day-to-day things, right? The first suit we look at is wands, also called staffs and batons, many, many other things. There's just, several different ways that they say wands. They represent fire, the southern direction, and summer. The wand cards have to do with primal energy, growth, the will, inspiration, determination, strength, invention, intelligence, creativity, and intuition. In our daily lives, this card represents our career paths. Wands spiritually mirror what is important to you and in your inner being. I don't agree with that. It's maybe if whatever it represents passion and ideas and initiation. So whatever you're passionate about, if your career path is I have to change that actually, because that's not my belief. I don't know if that was true when I wrote this, or if that was AI that put that in there, but that's not how I feel. This is actually whatever you're passionate about. If you're, again, passionate today about your career, then yes, it's about your career. If it's about your kids, if you're passionate about your kids, that's what the wands are going to represent. So it's changing. Wands are whatever you're passionate about, okay? Represented by the element of fire, wands indicates all the things you do during the course of a day that keeps you busy, be it at work, at home, or the outdoors. Wands are about ideas, growth, ambition, and expansion. They also represent our original thoughts and how they are seeds through which life springs. If there are many wands in a reading, it indicates the conditions in which the querent finds himself based first in thought, and then as ideas in the first stages of development. The fire signs are related to the wands, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The south is the direction for the wands. The physical characteristics of people in relation to this suit are fair-skinned with red to blonde to light brown hair, and blue to green or light eyes. Wands are related to spring and days to weeks in terms of time. So if you see the Four of Wands, it may mean 4 days to 4 weeks. So if you've ever had a reading and you're like, I see some, and the person was like, I see somebody with light hair, they might be looking at a Wands card. And that's what they decided, their intuition told them to pick up. So this is how you add value to your reading, by knowing that these kings and queens and knights and pages are most likely going to be fair-skinned with red to blonde to light brown hair and blue to green or light eyes. So if we look at all the wands here, we again can see, again, the cardinal, and I already forgot what to notice and what to notice. We saw these cardinal, there's 3 aspects. Where is it? There we go. The cardinal, the fixed, and the mutable. Cardinal is what? 1 through, the aces through 4, and 5, 6, 7 are the fixed signs, and the mutable are 8s, 9s, and 10s. So, and for me, it's not more about the sign as much about the signs, because signs are mostly in the suits. It's about where we're at. So this is the beginning of something starting, and then we're kind of initiating something, right? It's about completion towards the end. So the beginning, the middle, and the end is how we can see this. Just like the journey of the major arcana. It's the beginning, the initiation of a project, the planning, the manifestation of it, the actual physical aspect of it. For wands, the first completion, the first step. But then again, we're troubled by the 5 of wands, and we want to make it better. 6 of wands, victory and success, you make it better. 7 of wands, you get bored again. 8 of wands, you're talking about it. 9 of wands, you're standing up for what you want. The 10, it's like completion. It's all this process of back and forth through all the tarot, the major, and this journey of each suit. It's all about thinking you want something, finding out you really don't, or figuring out it needs to be tweaked, and then completing the cycle, and then starting a new one. And your new one might be in cups. Cups in the tarot deck are linked to the hearts. In a regular playing deck, cups represent water, the west, and autumn. They have to do with love, the emotions, feelings, decisions, finishing stages in one's life, your sensitivity, and your family life. The cups suit deal with the emotional level of consciousness. Cups mirror your spontaneous responses and your habitual reactions to situations. Cups have an affinity with religious groups or institutions. The people represented by the suit of cups are generally fair, plump, that's a new one, people who are emotional, artistic, humane, and creative. They are said to correspond to the water signs in the zodiac, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and water as a symbol of the conscious mind and reason. Cups are associated with anything emotional from marriage to personal possessions and concerns. This also covers anything relating to partnerships, whether in a work or personal context. Our relationships with others are covered by the suit of cups. It is a suit of love and happiness, and the feelings suggested by this suit runs deep. Should a reading be predominantly cups, then you can be sure that the querent is seeking solutions to what are primarily emotional conflicts, love matters, and emotions. So we can see all the cups, the Ace of Cups, the initiation. The 2 is moving into more of a relationship, friendship, with love's promise is the short thing in my head about that. 3 of Cups is like maybe marriage, moving on. It's like going from the 2 to the 3. So it's like definitely moving more towards love, right? 4 of Cups, we might get complacent. 5 of Cups, we might even break up. 6 of Cups, we might get back together. 7 of Cups, we're confused. See, it's a cycle. 8 of Cups, we're walking away from it. 9 of Cups, but we're finding our true wish fulfillment, and then we're finding our happiness. So there is a more positive outcome with the cups than the 10 of Wands is like overwhelmed with burdens, like you've taken on too much. The cups is you found contentment, you found emotional satisfaction, happiness, right? And you start a new journey. And it might be swords. It might be thoughts. The spades in a regular playing card deck correspond to swords in the tarot deck. Swords represent the east or north. Eagle, is that a typo? I don't even think that's a word. Brown hair, brown eyes. They have to do with action, physical, working stages, change, force, movement, oppression, ambition, courage, trouble, and strife. They deal with the mental level of consciousness, thinking, and intellectual. Swords mirror the quality of the mind present in your thoughts, attitudes, and beliefs. The suit of swords corresponds symbolically to the alchemy element of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, the most ethereal element of the 4. In this sense, the swords represents the mind, the intellect, and rationality. In addition, the swords represent power, and thus their two-edged appearance. Intellect and power can be used for either good or ill and must be balanced by spirit and feeling. Swords represent action, both constructive and destructive. Many of the cards in the suit are fighting or in states of misfortune. Sometimes the suit can also mean hatred, battle, and enemies. This is the suit of the warrior. Of all the suits, this one is considered to be the most powerful and dangerous and difficult. Should the incidence of swords be high in a reading, you may be quite correct to assume that the querent has many decisions or a decision has to be made. Also, there could be many arguments or even violence in his life at present. Don't be scared if a lot of swords appear in a reading. While swords represent a lot of negative aspects in a reading, swords serve as a warning to be careful and watch what you are going and where you are going and to whom you deal with. That way we can use swords to our advantage and change things for the better. Swords are indicative of winter, indoor days and time. Questions in the tarot. So again, new idea. Are we going to do it or not? Making the decision, the crossroads, heartbroken. And I feel like it's like not listening to your heart. It's going more with your mind. Like, I'm not listening to that heart. It's led me nowhere. And so it's kind of 4 swords. Boring. Healing. Not a lot of action. The 5 of swords. You're not content with that decision, though. 5 of swords. 6 of swords. So you're going to try for something else. 6 of swords. Moving on to smoother, calmer waters. 7 of swords. Even if you're being untrue to yourself. Something about being untrue to yourself. 8 of swords. Then you're stuck. The 9 of swords. Stress. 10 of swords. I've had enough. I'm breaking out. And I'm completing the cycle. The page of swords is a message. Most of the time. A fast mean. It could also be about talking too fast, saying too much, letting something slip. The page of swords. The knight of swords is a message. Very intellectual message. Something that's not very emotional. Very with the mind. Some message from the mind. Queen of swords again. Queen and king of swords. Someone coming in with all kinds of ideas. Not a lot of love. Lots of facts. Not a lot of emotion at all. Queen of swords. and the King of Swords. Again, go through those as you get them and it will make more sense. So Pentacles is the last suit. The Pentacles suit in the tarot deck corresponds to the diamonds in the regular playing card deck. Pentacles represent material possessions, industry, business, commerce, trade, finances, and security. They deal with the external level of consciousness. Pentacles mirror the outer situations of your health, finances, work, and creativity. So I would say this is more definitely dealing with your career. Pentacles represent the earth signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Earth covers the mundane material things of life, property, money, home, and nature. Also manifestations, realization, proof, and prosperity. Pentacle symbols include the bull, gnomes, black hair, and black eyes. Pentacles are indicative of autumn or years in terms of time questions in tarot. So, yeah, we already know that's a problem. Let me go. You're going to see the secrets. Oops. Oh, I can't do it. And I don't know how to pause this. I'm not going to pause. Can you pause here? No. I'm sorry. I can't I don't know how to find the pentacles right now. There was a misspelling. This is what happened with my pentacles. When you look up here, it says the page name and it's spelled differently. But when you look at the actual page, it's not spelled differently. So it was some kind of glitch within Shopify that made it not come up right. And I think it corrected itself. And that's why I can't see the pentacles. I sincerely apologize for that. And I can't really log in right now. So I will fix that. So the next time you come here, maybe by the time you're reading this, most likely by the time you're reading this, it will be fixed. You can go see the pentacles and it's mostly the same. You have a new job, a new opportunity. There's the 2, which is like balancing the old and the new plan. There's a 3 where you're working with people to make the opportunity more fruitful, more wow, I'm losing it now. Thank God this is my last one. More successful, right? The 4 is where, okay, now we're stingy, we're holding on to things. The 5 is like, but 2, you're holding on too much, we're actually having a loss here. Again, the reevaluation and the changing and tweaking. And the 6 is like, okay, we're on track again. And then the 7 is like, but are we? We're reassessing everything with the 7. And the 8 is like, okay, now we're experts. We know what we want. We're focused on what we want. The 9 is now we're independent. We can do this. We've got it. 10 of Pentacles is absolute the best card in the whole deck, according to me. It means happily ever after with the mortgage paid. Like that's what one of the teachers in my Hay House class said about the card. And I was like, yeah, that's right. That sounds right. I never thought of that. And that was just a couple of years ago. I took that certificate program. So then the page and the knight are both messages or people coming towards us with a new idea with the page, or we're changing our idea. And the knight is somebody coming towards us who's methodical and very slow moving, but definitely is going to reach their destination. The queen and the king are the ultimate, like that. They're the most stable. They're the most financially secure. There is love there as well, but there's a lot of stability with the king and the queen of Pentacles. So Pentacles is a very stable suit. The most stable of all of them. And for me, the most sought after. For me and for most people that I know that read tarot, that's where you want to be, the Pentacles. But lately, I say this about my spiritual awakening. I realized I want to be the Queen of Cups, like the tolerance of other people and the being there, the charity that she displays and the psychic ability that she has. The Queen of Cups is also something I attain to be. So, yeah, that's the minor arcana. I hope that all of that helps you to understand the cards more. If you have interest in that, I hope to actually have you read for yourself and really get your own messages and talk to Spirit directly. That is my hope for you, and I hope this all helped you to do that. I love you all. Thanks so much. If you listen to every video, I really appreciate it. So this is just something I'm going to check off as being done. I might improve it later, but it is done. One thing on my spiritual journey that I have been meaning to do for a long time is make a course to help people to read the tarot and teach all the things that it took me years to figure out. And so, done. I hope that it helped you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching.